to my wife should be, hi, good morning, babe. How you doing? Okay, nice. Can I have breakfast? All right. I have a meeting today. Taking care. Yeah. And then I'm gone. That's it.
That's not
Exactly. For
the
some people, that's communication. I tell you, I'm going to work, and that's it. For some people, communication is during lunchtime. Hi, how are you doing? How has your day been so far? Or at the end of the day, we recline. We try to find out how your day went. Some people don't give details of the things that goes on in their life. Like you said, it also feeds into certain things. So, what level of communication should an ideal marriage have?
I tell a couple that is interested in marriage that the operative word for marriage is shared. Shared. So I'm going to share my life with you,
Okay.
and you're going to share your life with me. Now, if we understand that I'm sharing every aspect of me, then I do not choose what to share with or tell, what to share with you and what not to share with you. And many a time, that's what really happens. There's something that sometimes worries me a bit. We say, "Oh, is immature to give a certain level of detail. Oh, you should have known." But those are the things that feed into mistrust, and you don't even realize that the little details. So, when I'm riding in the car, I'm being driven to work, and I see something on the by the roadside, and I find it interesting. I want to share it with my wife. She may be busy at that time, but she'll respond later. But I'm sharing. She's the one. She's my go-to person when I find something that I want to share with somebody.
Okay.
When I go through challenges, I want to come back home and say, "Today I had a horrible day." Or, "Charlie, today I lost this contract." Or, "I lost this."
Yeah.
And then we talk about it. She may not have any idea about the transaction or even knowledge about my industry, but she'll give a listening ear. She would give me the emotional support, because that's all that we are looking for. It is when we choose to cut down our communication to just responsibility towards each other. That's when we start running into issues. So we are not friends. We don't know each other. We talk because we feel a sense of responsibility towards each other, and so we should have that conversation. So yes, the children's school fees will have to be paid. I'm going to pay the children's school fees this afternoon. I'll send you food in your office. I'm going to work. I'll come back at 6. So there is no real conversation, sharing your life. Your life is with somebody else, but you end up coming home and come and sleep in the same bed with somebody who doesn't know the real you. And that's really where the challenge is.
Wow, that's really sad. You know, some conversations have gone on. I've met a number of men. They are like, okay, there are certain things you shouldn't share with your wife, like you mentioned before. That they brought up like that. Then, my dear, there are certain things you don't have to tell your wife about it. We're talking about finances. If you're going through challenge, the woman shouldn't know these things. You just be a man. So if you're going through the heat, you don't share such issues with your wife. These not traditional things that literally break the marriage. Well, and also, could it not be that the women don't give the support that the men want, and so they would rather speak to other people rather than their wives?
So this is it. Number one, you've actually answered your questions in your question.
In the question, okay,
Yes.
nice.
So tradition. I mean, what do you call it? Bible tells us clearly that the traditions make the word of God of none effect, isn't it? The traditions are so strong; they're a stronghold on us. So we are trained, as I said earlier, we're groomed as people to put on, as men, to put on a certain facade.
Yeah.
So we do not want to be vulnerable with our spouses. But that is a big challenge. There is a general, I agree, that because of the way we've been socialized, because of the way we've been nurtured, because of our culture, we conduct, male and female conduct themselves in a certain way. But all of these programs is to help people realize that you need to unlearn some of the things that you have learned. There's nothing wrong with me being vulnerable to my wife. There's nothing wrong with me being telling my wife that, listen, I have made these errors and I've entered into this financial debt. This is how, and help me to be able to solve. Because see, we assume that women cannot help us in certain situations. That is a very, 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 it's a big lie.
Really?
It's a huge...
Because in June, we had, that was the men's month, just like May, we talk about men. And this year, we're talking about men's mental health.
Yes.
And one of the things I realized from per conversations is that men don't talk to women because... women don't give solutions.
That's not true. My wife gives me solutions.
Hi, good morning to our wife. God bless you for giving us solutions.
She gives you
most
solutions.
Men think that, women don't give them solutions. So they rather speak to other men or maybe just sit in their own corner.
We've been socialized to think that way. We've been socialized to think that way. And again, I say that the error most of us make is that my relationship with my wife is about the two of us. It's not about every other person. So my wife needs to take time to understand me. I need to take time to understand her, and then we can support each other. We can be helpmeet for each other. We are not marrying according to your marriage. So in your marriage, I don't have your permission, but I spoke to you. You're very happy about how your husband supports you one way or the other. Now, that is because the two of you, he sat down and who is Biadela? How do I ensure that Biadela is happy all the time? Good.
Watch it dance the magic. Just on the lighter note.
So instead of assuming that if I let Biadela know what is in my account, Biadela will be buying a new bag every day. Maybe it's not a bag Biadela will buy, his watch is cheaper.
Yes, most definitely.
So you understand? Unfortunately, there is a certain kind of mindset that we have about the man and the woman. And those are the mindset that we are hoping to break by some of these things some of these conversations that we have. Let's steady each other. Let's not assume that, and even if our spouses behave in the usual cliche mode, you help them to understand that, listen, this is not going to work for us. We need to get to a point. Maybe she likes spending. She's been socialized to come and take the man's money. Says, listen, my money is yours. You're not it is yours. Whatever is in my account is yours.
Hey.
This is what we should do with it together. Let's plan. Let's not have situations where I have to be hiding. I have to be no. Those things create walls, and at the end of the day. But again, let me be quick to add this: that depending on the couple, some couples say, yours, mine. We come together. We decide what we want to bring, and it works. It works for them.
So every solution to the trust problems in marriage is unique to the couple.
Yes,
literally.
I mean, they are the biblical foundations. So, if you're talking, when people say that my life, your life, we come together, I say that, well, my understanding of the biblical purpose for marriage is that we share our lives together. So if we are sharing our lives, if we are living a shared life, then there's nothing like mine and yours, and then some of it.
Oh, but you hear, my money is my money.
Oh, that's a common
your
statement.
Money is your money, and then my money is our money.
Yes, that's a common statement.
Right. Because mostly in
to
marriages, when you're talking about trust, people quickly run to finances.
Yes.
Because it's one of the trust breakers in marriage, So is that a right thing to be doing? My money is my money.
No, it's absolutely not right.
Yeah.
That's why one of the things I do is run workshops, marriage workshops. In March, we had what we call the wealth building couple. Okay, where we're talking about personal finances and why the two of you should actually build your wealth together.
As in a joint account?
Not necessarily a joint account. The principle is that you do it together. How you implement that principle is dependent on the two of you. Okay, some people prefer joint account. I have a joint account with my wife, but the fact that I have a joint account does not mean that you should have a. Just enforce that principle that we are building our wealth together. There are other ways in which you can do that without necessarily.
I'm really interested in that. The only thing is that time is not going to be on our side. Most definitely next week we'll open the phone line so that you share your experiences with that. Things that you think is denting your marriage or probably has something to do with trust or you don't really understand. He's a family life coach, so you should be able to ask all your questions and get all your answers. He also does seminars. It's called the Doubles.
Yes,
right?
I do workshops actually.
Okay, workshops.
So activity-based workshops for couples on issues trust. We have very interesting workshops on trust.
Right.
We're currently going to have a workshop on the 13th of July on finance.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Okay,
the investment
now that's
couple.
When everybody must be there.
The investment couple on
that's,
the 13th.
That's the theme.
Yes.
The investment couple.
Yes. The building your. So in March, we dealt with why you should build your wealth together. In this episode, we're going to equip you with tools and resources for both of you to invest together.
I know you're interested because I am interested.
Yes.
But this is where we draw the curtains for today. I'm excited about the things we're learning, and I like the fact that we're not rushing it. We looked at trust from a singular, person's perspective, and then we got into marriage, looked at empathy, and then we're building trust, so that by the time we're done, your marriage is rock solid on trust. Okay, so thank you so much,
It's a pleasure.
Kobina Jackson.
Yes.
I wanted to add all the other things to it, but you're a beautiful family life coach. I think that you're doing great at your job because all the things you have taught right now, if somebody was listening, that was going to be a marriage saved right there. All right, so this is what we draw the curtains for today. It's the breakfast live. We'll come your way tomorrow. It's a rainy day. Be careful. Eat some watching. You need it.